Hello everyone, thank you for joining me in today's video. This is just going to be a YouTuber appreciation video. We're going to talk about the people I follow, why I follow them, how much their content means to me, and just giving them a shout out. I'm sure they don't need the exposure for my little channel, and there's a very high possibility they'll never ever see this video, but just in case any of them do, thank you, I appreciate you, and I pretty much watch your content on a day-to-day basis. So, that being said, I have a new podcast coming out. It's going to be called the Unhinged Outburst Podcast. It's completely open topic. I'm going to have lots of co-hosts / guests. It should be a lot of fun. I'm also recording on the Unfiltered Sports Network with my friend Fernando. He and I have talked about a variety of different things in the sports world, and we're going to continue. So please, if you haven't already, check out those other two channels. Like, subscribe, comment. You know the drill by now. And most importantly, thank you to anyone that is a returning audience member. I really, really value the support. So, just like with every trend, I was way behind the curve. I didn't start watching YouTube until about 2018. The first YouTuber I ever watched was GrayStillPlays. I really enjoyed his content. He had such a great moment in a game, I believe it was called Spore, where he's following around one of the evolutionary creatures he's made, and it turns towards the camera, and Gray says, "Okay, the fact you just looked at me like that, never do that again," and then sends that character off to Valhalla. Such a funny moment. Myself and my two brothers, I showed them, and we were just literally dying laughing. I mean, could not breathe. It was so funny. We all had our faces turning red. Again, he's the first one I ever watched on YouTube. And his series called My Summer Car was the first videos I watched. And I watched all 118 videos in this playlist. Now, specifically when I started watching was around late August. And I believe the video in here was 110, something like that. The Resurrection of Drunk Man. That's when I started watching, so if anybody else knows, that's my timeline. I literally had never gone on YouTube for anything besides music at that point. I didn't know that commentary or any of that was a thing. I never saw PewDiePie, literally didn't know. My only reference to PewDiePie up to this point was when he did the South Park appearance. Literally, I had no idea he existed otherwise. So, this is my first ever YouTuber. Still subscribe to him today. Really enjoy some of the stuff he's still posting, including the GTA stuff. And Gray, I've reached out to your people. I can build tracks. I have very popular tracks made in GTA. No problem though. I know you have Alex and Danny working for you. And I really wish you could still cuss, because I really enjoyed the videos back then, but I know how it is. So Gray, the very first one I ever watched. And after Gray, he started playing some of the similar games as JackSepticEye. So I started to follow Jack. He was really the first, I think, super well known, because Gray still didn't have as many subscribers as he did at the time. So Jack was really the first one that I started following that was a bigger name. And obviously, when he voiced Sean in, I'm pretty sure it's chapter 3. Oh yeah, I'm in the game. That probably is a dead giveaway. When he voiced Sean in Bendy, I can't remember if it was Sean or whatever his character's name was, that sealed the deal. I freaking loved Bendy. I loved this playthrough. I'm pretty sure If Mickey Mouse Was a Demon was the first video of Bendy I'd ever watched ever, and that's obviously one of my favorite games still to this day, as I've talked about before. Another video that Jack had I'd never heard or seen in this game before, but was the I believe it's called the Rock of Ages, where he was screaming about the cheese wheel. That was so good. I fucking love that. I was actually never a big fan of Happy Wheels, but I know he had a lot of content there, and I did watch a lot of it. And he's always been funny. He hasn't had the same flow as of recently, and everybody knows that. But I definitely still like his channel. And when there's a game that I like, I still go and check him out. Because of Jack, I found Markiplier. Now, literally, I barely discovered who Mark was like early 2019, and I know anybody that's been on YouTube is like, what the hell's wrong with you? But I really love Mark. Okay, originally this video was going to be a tier list, But then I didn't want to talk badly about anybody, especially because everybody I'm subscribed to, I still watch their content as much as I can. So I don't want to put down anybody, but I do have to say, I do have a top 3 that is clearly my favorites out of them, even though I follow them all, and Mark is one of them. Mark was the first person I ever saw play Prop Hunt, and he played it with Jack, so I can't say 100% I saw a video without Jack before, so it may be giving credit to the wrong person there. But either way, the point is, I love this series. And what I really liked about Mark, and I know he has since distanced himself from this particular person, but Yami Mash, there was one video where Mark, Bob, and Wade are playing, and Yami unexpectedly joined, and you could just see how happy Mark was to have one of his friends there, and I thought that was really cool. And based on how Mark has got so popular and still plays with his 2 friends from before he was famous, I really, really find that endearing. And that's why I play with Sir Fegley and the Great Dane so much, because they're my Bob and Wade. I really, really like how he still tries to involve them, and he didn't let becoming, he jokes about it a few times, they all do, but he did not let becoming such a huge name on YouTube ruin his friendship or, really talk him down. And I don't really follow Bob or Wade's content on YouTube as much, or Twitch or whatever. I've actually never seen anything on Twitch still. But Distractible, their podcast that they're all in together, I have heard and watched every one that was possible. Every single episode. Almost every lunch break, I have been sitting there and listening to them, and I really enjoy it. Definitely check it out on Spotify if you haven't already. It's a great, great show. And again, nothing wrong with Bob or Wade not putting down their content. It's just I prefer Mark's YouTube channel. But Bob and Wade definitely have amazing contributions on the show, so I have to give them a shout out. Now also, because of Jack, I found Nogla. The first video I ever saw of him was Jack's video where they're playing Golf It. I think it's called The Irish Lads Play Golf It or something like that. And it's that one level where they do a square in the water and then the thing has to hit you over. And Nogla's voice and everything was so funny to me. I immediately went on Google because I still was a YouTube novice, and I was like, who is JackSepticEye's friend with the deep voice? And I found him. And I know that's embarrassing to say, but Nogla is probably my number 1 favorite. Every single time he posts a video, I watch it. I have his merch. I've actually been featured on Nogla and Terrorizer's React channel. I sent them a video. I showed them the merch that I have, and he is definitely by far my favorite. I'm subscribed to every channel he has. The gaming one with Terrorizer, the React one, Nogla Plus. And this was the first time that I really saw Gmod outside of Prop Hunt, because obviously I said Mark played Prop Hunt, and that's where I became familiar with that game. But everything else that these guys do, this was the first time I ever saw anything like that. I really had never heard of Gmod outside of those 2 channels. And yeah, as I said, there's a top 3, and Nogla's definitely in it. I really enjoy everything he does. And then because of Nogla and also Jack, I found Call Me Kevin. Now, Call Me Kevin has obviously become very famous. I'm looking right past the camera at some of the merch I have of his. He's become very famous for his Sims and the whole that he's a cult leader thing. And I probably have watched easily every single one of these at least once. I mean, I really became a big fan of that. I think that his Boar Ragnarok joke, for those of you who don't know, definitely worth looking into. It's so funny. I love it. I still say that to my brother as much as possible. And I really, really enjoy Kevin's channel. I think he has such a unique way of playing games, especially Among Us. If you've never seen him play Among Us, don't worry, it's not like anybody else has ever played it. Go check it out. It's so damn funny. And then, eventually, watching videos from Nogla led me to Smitty. Now, I'm going to be real honest here. I tried so hard not to like Smitty. He's a damn fan of the Maple Leafs, alright? I can't support him. I can't believe that I am admitting that I like this Canadian. I tried so hard not to like him, but he is in my top 3 for sure. All of his channels are so good. I really like the Smitty Plus channel as well. And Smitty is one of the few YouTubers that I have actually bought merch from. And that's going to lead me to the next video I'm going to make. So this is a little teaser for it. Basically, I've seen everybody talk about G Fuel, and I've seen Wildcat and other Vanoss crew members talk about Glitch. I have never tried anything like that. Personally, I used to drink way too many energy drinks, so I thought I want to try this because I gave up energy drinks after having a terrible experience that I'll go into another time. And he recently had the partnership with GamerSupps. So, for the first time, I'm going to try something like that. I got this GamerSupps, whatever they call it, shaker. I, again, never tried anything like this. And I got... what a name. I got his flavor called Good. I have not tried it. I've not opened it yet. It just recently got here. I really like the packaging. I think the contrast of the chrome to the white, and it's kind of like almost a copper chrome. I think the packaging is incredible. What a name, though. He's so creative, and he came up with Good. I don't think it's bad, but just, man, I don't know. It simultaneously is good and feels like he could have done something better, but I mean, hey, it's out there. So, I'm going to talk about that, have an unbiased review the first time I try it. And because of Smitty and his golf of videos, he led me to 2 other people that I also really enjoy, which is Byze. And Byze has also played some of the tracks that I've made in GTA 5. I keep trying to say, hey, play this specific one that I designed for you. It hasn't happened yet, but hopefully it'll happen. Obviously, his GTA playlist is what I really am fascinated with on his channel. I like his other stuff as well, especially the Golf It and Uno stuff. But yeah, the GTA stuff is the top. And Byze, you've raced my track, but 2 things. One of my tracks you raced, you got your 1000th DNF on, so thank you. I'm proud of that historic landmark. Second, you cheated the course. All of you guys, Bob, everybody cheated the course in the Extreme Panto Obstacle number 2 race. You guys absolutely cut it. You did not perform the obstacles. It does not count. You got to go back and do it correctly. The other person I learned of through Smitty is Kyroz. And I absolutely love his dry sense of humor and everything that he has come up with Smitty. Obviously, they didn't plan the famous reference of Bare Fist with Panda, but that was so damn funny. It's another thing I say to my friends all the time, and I have driven them absolutely crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once, okay? There's so many great moments. I absolutely love him, and his Polybridge videos are so fucking funny, especially when he's like, oh yeah, done it perfect, and then it snaps in the first half second. Oh my god, I love it. He's got such a great sense of humor, such a great channel, and his drawing abilities are just unbelievable. I think everybody who knows him can remember the frog ass he drew. It was absolutely beautiful. Alright, and then I mentioned Nogla and how he's one of my favorites and how he is part of the Vanoss crew, and some of the other people I like from there that I'm subscribed to. H20 Delirious, I mean, obviously he has his own, I guess we'll call it style of commentary, and I really enjoy him as well. I had never really seen anybody play tabs. I know that Mark and GrayStillPlays had played it, but he was the first one that I really watched him play it with cartoons, and I enjoy cartoons as well, but I just think H20 Delirious is more my style, and I really like some of the videos he's made with the crew. Whenever he misspeaks, it always turns out to be freaking gold. So, shout out to Delirious. Another one from the Vanoss crew is Big Jiggly Panda. Now, everybody knows his rage is so funny. I don't really endorse what he endorses. And for a long time, I wouldn't even talk to anybody who did that. So, it's interesting that I follow him. I think that's just a testament to how funny he is. And obviously, as I said, his rage from Golf It and Mario Kart are... it's gotta be the cream of the crop when it comes to rage on any internet site, okay? It's so funny. He's so good at what he does. I don't know if it's exactly best for him to continue the rage the way he does, but man, does it make for great content. And I really like his React channel that he has with Scotty. Speaking of Scotty, 407, he is one of the few other members that I do subscribe to from the Vanoss crew. And his Mario Kart stuff is always such a good perspective on the other guys in the crew. So shout out to both of them, and then of course Vanoss himself. I definitely prefer Nogla out of the group. It's not even close, and there's some people in the group that I just don't like at all. But it's always funny to see Vanoss's perspective, and I know that he comes up with a lot of the bits and everything that I do like about Nogla's channel, so obviously I have to give him credit. And that's really the last one from the crew that I'm subscribed to. And that's also kind of the last one that I found because of another YouTuber. There's two other guys I have on my list. The next one is I'm Brandon Ferris. And I found this guy just through Facebook. I don't really remember how it happened. I just came across him one day. And he had the 5-minute crafts. And they are so freaking funny. Now, obviously, Brandon is sometimes over the top and a little bit ridiculous and kind of, I guess we'll say eccentric, but I still really enjoy his channel, especially whenever he does the 5-minute crafts. Whenever he has his wife in there, that's always really cool content. I always enjoy seeing that. And again, as goofy as he sometimes is, I don't think I have actually laughed as hard at some of the over-the-top ridiculous skits as I have with anybody else. I mean, sometimes he's just so funny that I can't deny it. I don't want to laugh, but I do. I really enjoy his channel. And what was cool is one time he was talking about the people that are subscribed to him that have the biggest following, and Smitty was subscribed to him, so that was pretty funny. The last one that I'm subscribed to is JackFilms. Now, I did not ever hear of JackSFilms and only barely started following him. I believe the first video I saw of him was when he said this will be the last Yai, which was like late 2022 or early 2023. I don't remember, and obviously it wasn't the last one. But that was when I first saw him, and my girlfriend really introduced me to him, and I followed him for a little while. And then his JJJacksFilms, and we all know the drama and all the bullshit that happened there. And again, I'm sure Jack and Aaron and anybody else close to him will never see this. But if on the off chance any of you do, I'm very sorry that you guys had to go through that whole situation with her. I'm not even going to say her name. That was unbelievably crazy. But man, was your channel so great. Those bingo videos were so amazing. I don't want you guys to ever be at risk of harm or any other drama ever again. I don't wish that on anybody. But if you did post another bingo about her, I would watch it, guaranteed. It was such funny fucking content. I loved it. It was probably the most look forward to videos I've ever had. Again, I really like Nogla, and I really like Mark, and I really like Smitty, and I really like Kevin. But there was never been a series that I was like, oh man, please post one today, please. It was so fucking good. I'm so happy that I found the channel when that was happening and not after. And again, I'm really sorry that you had to go through that, and that's not acceptable. But man, was it fucking great content. And it really, really made an impact. So I hope that, again, there's no way you're ever going to see this. But Jack, just in case you somehow do, I really hope you know that you did have a huge impact. And I hope you don't regret making it, even though you had to go through some bullshit that no one should have to have gone through. It was still so incredible. And I see people from all over that are crediting when they just didn't credit before. So you truly did have an impact, and I appreciate what you did for everybody. And again, if you could post one more bingo video. It was so damn funny. Well, that's everybody that I really follow. Thank you guys for watching this video. So, if you haven't, please go check out all the channels I linked. I'm going to link everybody I'm subscribed to. I'm going to link the 2 channels I just mentioned. Subscribe to us all, like, comment, and please join me for the next video. And thank you so much for any and all support that I personally get. And don't forget to return for my unbiased review of Good, the Gamer Sup drink. That's all for this one. Thank you, and goodbye.